Welcome back to the Five Reasons YouTube channel. I am Alexander Toledo. I am here at the Kaseya Center after a 122-112 Heat win at home. They're on a three-game win streak now, folks. I don't know how we got here, but they lost 10 in a row and have somehow found a way to win three in a row, which honestly seemed impossible just a few days ago. So you got to give them credit. Um, Honestly, one of the biggest things from this game is something that's been a little bit of a trend over these past couple of games here in their wins is the Heat, man. They're kind of blistering hot from three right now. Last game, I think, shout out Cooper Moorhead from Heat.com for pointing this out. I thought it was a great stat, a great find. But they're like one of only 7 teams in NBA history to hit that many threes on that little volume last game, going 18 of 25, which is 60-something% from three. Tonight, they hit 18 threes again on higher volume, I think on like 33 attempts, but they're just killing teams right now from three, despite missing Duncan Robinson in both of these games. I don't really understand. Like, if you would have told me a few days ago that they're going to not only win 3 games in a row, but have back-to-back games where they hit 18 threes without Duncan Robinson in the lineup, I would have called you like a lot of things that, are probably mean and would have just been wrong. I would have said no way. I would have said no way. So shout out to them, but a lot of this is the shots are just kind of falling right now. What I will give them credit for, though, is just the way that they're playing. I just think they're going about it, much better. Like, teams will go on a run, and then the Heat will punch back, right? That's been what's kind of been the difference here. And a lot of it, of course, is, they hit 55% of their jump shots tonight. They shot 55% in the half court, had a 126 offensive rating overall. Like, the Heat offensive numbers tonight were fantastic. And I think a lot of it had to do with not only how many threes they hit, but, the real separator between them and the Hawks, because they were pretty even in a lot of the stats, if you look at it, was that the Heat really generated more shots around the paint. And even though the Hawks generated just as many, like, in the restricted area, which are the easiest shots, of course, the Heat have a way of, getting shots kind of in that in-between area, in that paint area, and then that's really what separated them there. And also, even though the Hawks, hit their threes too tonight, if you go look at the breakdown for that, many of those were above the break threes, while the Heat hit 8 corner threes, which is a whole lot, because those are, corner threes are so valuable, being the shortest distance three. And, the Heat generated more of them and specifically just made a lot more of them. And I think those two things end up being big because you're just generating shots, that are easier. And that's been a big problem for the Heat this year, is they've kind of found some of their sweet spots there. And it's like they're collapsing the defense and getting the defense to help so hard off of the corners for whatever reason. And you've got Alec Burks, who does not miss from the corners, right? That's why they call him corner pocket. But yeah, man, like, the Heat have really shown some offensive juice here. A lot of it is, the shots are just falling, but they're playing a better brand of basketball. Last game, it was a whole lot of defense. Tonight, I wouldn't say that was necessarily the case. Like, you had a lot of Hawks players finish with nice numbers, shooting numbers from the field. But the defense has been better. I think it's been good enough. You want it to be like what it was during the Warriors game every game. And you kind of, maybe, at least I did, I expected that a little bit after the acquisitions. But that's not necessarily the case. But here they are. You got a lot. You had a. I'm sorry, I should have taken 3.5 minutes to get here. But Tyler Hero, 36 points, man. He had an awesome game, despite being guarded by Dyson Daniels for much of it, who's maybe the best guard defender in the league right now, and is like a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. So, shout out to Tyler, man. He had an incredibly efficient 36-point game. Another really nice game from Davion Mitchell. Wiggins did some stuff. Kyle Anderson had a few moments there. When they give him the ball, he's able to make things happen somehow. Like, he is solid. He can, sometimes convert in the paint. I think he finished 4 of 8 tonight. He's a very nice passer. He's a solid help defender. Like, you got a lot of nice performances across the board from your guys tonight. Ware continues to show stuff. And even though Bam has been kind of quiet recently, it hasn't necessarily been that much of a detriment. They've been moving the ball around. They've been playing that team style, that team brand of basketball. And when the shots are going down like that, it's going to get you some wins. Now, I don't know how long this streak is going to go on, but, it's nice to see them put it together a little bit. Even if you do, want them to, you want the draft pick to be as low as possible, or as high as possible, I should say. It is nice for the vibes to kind of turn around a little bit, because it was kind of depressing watching them lose in devastating ways game after game. So with that being said, I'm gonna go cover the Heat right now post game and see what they have to say. Make sure to check out the podcast. It's gonna be up soon. And of course, check out the Discord server. The link is gonna be in the description. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good night.